George Wendt, a beloved figure in American television and one of the most recognizable faces in sitcom history, has died. He passed away peacefully in his sleep early Tuesday morning at his home, according to sources close to the family who spoke with TMZ. Although the official cause of death has not yet been publicly disclosed, his departure has already sent waves of sorrow through fans, fellow actors, and the entire entertainment industry. The loss of such an iconic presence is difficult to process, not only because of his legendary work on screen, but also because of the man he was behind the scenes: generous, kind-hearted, and fiercely loyal. His family, who are undoubtedly facing an unimaginable heartbreak, shared a statement reflecting on the man they knew intimately, not just as a public figure, but as a husband, father, brother, and friend. He was a doting family man, a well-loved friend and confidant to all of those lucky enough to have known him, they said, adding that he will be missed forever. And truly, that sentiment captures the depth of loss felt by those who cherished him, not only for the comfort he brought into their homes through television screens, but also for the comfort he gave in his real-life relationships. His warmth was genuine, his laughter was contagious, and the character he played on screen, Norm Peterson, will be forever etched into the soul of television history. Wendt rose to fame through his starring role as Norm Peterson on the legendary NBC sitcom Cheers. Over the course of 11 unforgettable seasons and 275 episodes, George Wendt brought Norm to life in a way that no one else could have. His portrayal of the affable bar regular, always seated in his favorite spot at the corner of the bar, always ready with a witty quip or a dry comment, was not just acting. It was a living, breathing embodiment of comfort, familiarity, and subtle genius in performance. He wasn't a loud or flashy character, but Norm was the heart of the bar, a symbol of enduring friendship, loyal camaraderie, and the quiet strength of a man who could bring levity to any situation. Week after week, fans tuned in just to hear the crowd erupt into a joyous "Norm" as he entered the bar. It became a ritual, a part of television tradition, and a reminder that sometimes all a person wants is a place where everybody knows your name. Wendt's contribution to that feeling of community, both on the show and for audiences watching from home, cannot be overstated. For his efforts, George Wendt received critical acclaim, earning 6 consecutive Primetime Emmy Award nominations for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. It was not just a nod to his consistency and professionalism, but a recognition of how deftly he layered comedy with sincerity. Norm wasn't just a funny guy at the bar. He was the guy who saw through people's nonsense, who had real fears, and failures hidden behind his one-liners, who somehow made viewers laugh while also making them feel like they were part of something. That was George's genius, finding the nuance in simplicity and elevating every scene he was in without ever needing to steal it. When Cheers finally came to an end in 1993, it marked the close of an era. But for Wendt, it also opened new doors. He went on to star in his own sitcom, aptly titled The George Wendt Show. While it didn't achieve the same level of acclaim or longevity as Cheers, it still reflected the industry's desire to keep George on television screens and in the hearts of fans who had grown attached to his down-to-earth persona. But George Wendt was not just a television actor. His range extended far beyond the confines of sitcom sets. He also made memorable appearances on the big screen, carving out a niche for himself as a reliable character actor who could adapt to virtually any genre. He had a knack for popping up in unexpected places and always bringing a bit of that grounded charisma with him. He appeared in Airplane 2, the sequel, showcasing his ability to blend into outrageous comedic landscapes while still standing out. He played roles in No Small Affair, Fletch, and The Little Rascals, each time delivering performances that were effortless and authentic. In Spice World, he shared the screen with one of the biggest pop phenomena of the late 90s, proving once again that George Wendt was a man who could traverse generations and genres without losing his essence. His filmography also included Outside Providence, a coming-of-age story where his performance offered a sense of steady reliability amidst a film filled with chaos and change. He brought charm to Alice in Wonderland, added holiday cheer in Santa Buddies, and even appeared in the Adam Sandler-produced Sandy Wexler, proving his comedic touch never dulled with time. Born in Chicago, Illinois, George Robert Wendt III was one of 9 children in a large, close-knit family. His upbringing was steeped in Midwestern values, hard work, humility, and humor. These qualities never left him. Even as he rose to fame, he never forgot where he came from. He attended high school in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, and eventually went on to enroll at the University of Notre Dame. Although his academic path wasn't straightforward, he was famously expelled due to low grades. Wendt didn't let that derail his ambitions. Instead, he redirected his energy into discovering where his true passions lay. It was through the world of sketch comedy and improvisational performance that George Wendt would ultimately find his calling. He got involved with the renowned Second City Improv Troupe in Chicago, the same company that had launched the careers of legends like John Belushi, Bill Murray, and Gilda Radner. It was in these gritty, laughter-filled performance spaces that Wendt honed his timing, his instincts, and his ability to turn even the subtlest facial expression into comedic gold. Those early years in improv were essential. They gave him the foundation to succeed in an industry that values both spontaneity and precision. From sketch comedy, George began picking up small roles on television. He appeared on hit series such as Taxi, Soap, and Mass H, often in small or supporting parts. But each time he brought something uniquely George to the screen, a natural relatability that made even the smallest role memorable. And then, in 1982, he landed what would become his career-defining part on Cheers. It wasn't just a role, it was an institution. And for over a decade, George Wendt helped build that institution, week after week, laugh after laugh. Even as he became a household name, George remained grounded. He didn't seek out celebrity in the way many others did. He was never flashy, never consumed by the need to dominate headlines. Instead, he let his work speak for itself, and it did, consistently and profoundly. Colleagues who worked with him often spoke of his humility, his professionalism, and his ability to make others feel at ease. He was the kind of actor everyone wanted to work with, reliable, gracious, and endlessly talented. Beyond his career, George Wendt was a devoted family man. He was married to Bernadette Burkett, a fellow actor whom he met through the Second City troupe. The couple raised 3 children together and remained married for decades, a rare feat in the entertainment world. Bernadette even made occasional appearances on Cheers, voicing the never-seen character of Norm's wife, Vera. Their off-screen relationship added a layer of charm to Norm's on-screen marriage, even if viewers never got to see Vera's face. Those who knew George personally remember him not just for his talent, but for his generosity of spirit. He was a man who listened, who offered sage advice when asked, and who was always ready to lift others up. His friends remember him as a steadfast presence, someone who could be counted on through thick and thin. His children remember a father who made time, no matter how busy he was, and who made their lives feel secure and full of love. In recent years, George continued to act, occasionally appearing in television shows, films, and even stage productions. His presence was always a welcome surprise, like running into an old friend at the neighborhood bar. He didn't need to be the center of attention to leave an impact. His talent had matured over time, deepening with age, but his authenticity remained unchanged.